This is a billion-dollar ghost, a silent hunter designed to be invisible, operating in the crushing blackness of the deep ocean. Its entire existence is built on one principle: do not be found. So, why is it doing this? Why would this stealthy killer announce its presence to the world with thick, billowing clouds of smoke? It looks wrong, like a catastrophic failure is about to send the boat to the bottom. But the truth is far more interesting. You're not seeing a submarine in trouble. You're seeing the one thing that allows this apex predator to completely disappear. This is the stealth paradox, and it's the key to understanding how these machines dominate the undersea world. Your first thought, seeing smoke pour from a vessel that's supposed to be airtight, is probably a fire, an engine failure, some kind of disaster. It's a logical assumption, but it's wrong. That smoke isn't a sign of an emergency, it's a sign that everything is going exactly to plan. To understand why a submarine, the very definition of stealth, would do something so visible, you have to realize it lives a double life. It operates with two different hearts, one for the surface and one for the deep. The smoke you see is the bridge between those two worlds. It's the price of admission for becoming a silent, undetectable hunter. It's a calculated trade-off. Be loud and visible for a little while on the surface to become a ghost for a very long time in the deep. To get this, you have to forget the idea of a single engine that does everything. Most of the world's non-nuclear submarines are what we call diesel-electric. Think of them like a hybrid car, but one designed for the most hostile environment on Earth. They have two distinct power systems for two very different jobs. First, there's what you could call surface mode. This is what you're seeing when smoke is billowing. On or near the surface, the submarine fires up its powerful diesel engines. Like any diesel engine, they need two things to work: fuel and huge amounts of air. And when they burn that fuel, they create immense power and very obvious exhaust. These engines are incredibly loud, creating a racket that can travel for miles and be a dead giveaway to any enemy sonar. But they serve a vital purpose. While running, these engines turn generators, producing a massive amount of electricity. Some of that powers the sub's systems on the surface, but the vast majority is funneled into charging colossal banks of high-capacity batteries. Those batteries are the submarine's lifeblood for the world below. Then, the sub switches to its second life, submerged mode. Once the batteries are full, the sub is ready to vanish. The massive diesel engines are shut down completely. The noise and smoke are gone. As it slips beneath the waves, it switches to its second heart, the electric motors. Powered only by those batteries, these motors are incredibly quiet. There's no combustion, no exhaust, just the faint hum of machinery and the sound of water flowing over the hull. This is silent running. A modern diesel-electric submarine on batteries can be quieter than the background noise of the ocean itself, making it almost impossible to find. But this silence comes at a cost. Batteries don't last forever. Eventually they run down and the submarine has to come up for air to start the cycle all over again. Now, a submarine captain's worst nightmare is being caught on the surface. A fully surfaced sub is a large, slow, and painfully vulnerable target. So, how do they run air-breathing diesel engines without fully exposing the boat? The answer is a clever piece of engineering that dates back to World War II, the snorkel. A snorkel, or snort mast, is basically a retractable breathing tube. When a sub needs to recharge, it doesn't have to surface completely. It comes up to periscope depth, just a few meters below the waves. The main hull stays safely hidden, but it can extend the snorkel mast just above the surface. This mast has two pipes, an air intake that sucks down fresh air for the diesels, and an exhaust pipe that vents the smoke. This process, called snorkeling, lets the submarine stay mostly hidden while its diesel engines roar to life to charge the batteries. The smoke you see is the exhaust being pumped out through that mast. It's a brilliant piece of engineering, but it's risky. A head valve at the top of the snorkel slams shut if a wave washes over it, stopping the engines from flooding. When that happens, the giant diesels are starved for air and instead suck it from inside the submarine itself. This causes a sudden, dramatic drop in air pressure that's famously unpleasant for the crew. Their ears pop, and the change is immediate. But even snorkeling isn't perfectly safe. The snorkel mast can be detected by modern radar, and the heat from the exhaust can be spotted by infrared sensors. The noise from the diesels still travels through the water and can be picked up. Snorkeling is a period of calculated vulnerability, a necessary risk to prepare for the next phase of silent, submerged operations. So, why go through this complex and risky dance of surfacing, smoking, and diving? The answer is all about acoustics. In the deep ocean, where light can't penetrate, sound is everything. For a submarine, its greatest weapon and its greatest defense is the ability to stay quiet. A running diesel engine is an acoustic nightmare. Think of it like shouting in a library. The sound gives away your position. Electric motors are the opposite. They produce a low hum that can blend in with the ocean's background noise. When a submarine is on battery power, it can effectively vanish into the acoustic background of the sea. This is the stealth that lets it sneak up on warships, patrol hostile waters, and gather intelligence without anyone knowing it's there. Many modern conventional subs are taking this even further with air-independent propulsion, or AIP, which uses technologies like fuel cells or Stirling engines to stay silent and submerged for weeks at a time without snorkeling. So that smoke on the surface is the price of silence. It's the visible proof of a submarine trading a moment of vulnerability for hours or even days of invisibility. Every puff of smoke is a countdown to stealth, a sign that the submarine is about to shed its noisy surface persona and become a ghost of the deep. It's one necessary exhale before taking a long, silent breath. Now, you'll notice that not all submarines have this smoky signature. The true apex predators, nuclear-powered submarines, run on a completely different principle. A nuclear sub doesn't have diesel engines for its main propulsion. It has an onboard nuclear reactor. The reactor generates immense heat, creating steam that drives turbines, which in turn spin the propeller. The key difference? A nuclear reactor doesn't need air. This means a nuclear submarine never has to surface or snorkel to breathe. It makes its own oxygen for the crew from seawater and can stay submerged for months, limited only by the food it can carry. That's why you won't typically see a huge nuclear submarine billowing smoke. Under normal conditions, it simply doesn't need to. They do have backup diesel generators for emergencies, which can produce some exhaust, but their main propulsion is totally smoke-free. This highlights exactly why the smoke is a defining feature of conventional diesel-electric subs. It's the visible chain tying them to the world of air, a chain their nuclear cousins broke long ago. While the big plumes of smoke are from the engines, there was another kind that was once a huge part of life below the waves: cigarette smoke. For decades, smoking was deeply ingrained in submarine culture. In the cramped, stressful world of an underwater patrol, a cigarette was one of the few comforts available to sailors. Smoking used to be allowed in designated areas, but on a boat where all the air is recycled, the effects were impossible to contain. Air purification systems struggled to remove the harmful chemicals, and tar would build up on sensitive equipment. The health risks to non-smoking crew members from secondhand smoke were serious, so the U.S. Navy made a landmark decision. Effective December 31, 2010, smoking was banned below decks on all submarines. Studies had shown that even non-smokers were being exposed to unacceptable levels of nicotine. The Navy offered patches, gum, and other programs to help sailors quit during long deployments. The ban marked the end of an era, finally making the air inside the submarine as clean as the electric motors that propelled it. The hidden world of military engineering is filled with these kinds of fascinating paradoxes, where a seeming weakness is actually the key to a hidden strength. If you find these engineering secrets as fascinating as we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an explanation. So, the image of a submarine emitting smoke isn't one of failure, but of transition. It's a sign of the submarine's dual nature. You're witnessing a conventional diesel-electric boat taking a breath. It's a loud, smoky, and visible act that's required for the silent, invisible, and deadly work that follows. The next time you see footage of a submarine with smoke rising from its deck, you'll know exactly what you're looking at. It's not a ship in distress. It's a hunter preparing for the hunt. It's taking one last visible breath before transforming back into a ghost and disappearing into the silent, unforgiving deep.